Hey guys, and welcome back to Astro Music and Tutorials. Before we move on any further, just take a listen to this. I can honestly say that's one of the weirdest things I've ever been proud of making. In case you guys couldn't tell, that was the Barbie Girl theme as an orchestral lo-fi beat. Last week, I made a video where I made a lo-fi orchestral beat based on an artwork that I found. I guess the orchestration kind of got to my head because here we are with another orchestration beat. So I'm going to be breaking down how I made my Barbie lo-fi orchestration beat. Barbenheimer orchestration beat? You know, because of the strings and everything. But I don't think it has that orchestral intensity that Oppenheimer had. So we'll just call it the Barbie Girl orchestration lo-fi beat. Now let's get into the video. Gotta admit, it's kind of relaxing where I have a video where I don't have to make anything from scratch. It can be taxing, especially after this. This song drained all my creativity. So yeah, this is the project in all its glory. Obviously, it's not a full song. It's just like a little more than a minute. That's what I usually do. Where do we start? We'll start with the piano. Now, I've mentioned this many times in many videos. I don't know how to play the piano. I can make stuff that I want, but when it comes to like covering things, no, I don't know how to play them. So what I did was, this is a trick that the legendary Eldre uses for the songs that he releases, the cover songs. Just find a good tutorial on YouTube on how they play the song, like a basic version. Click in the notes while watching the video. So that's basically what I did, and I added a couple of notes here and there. This is the piano progression. And of course, I'm using my favorite piano, Imagero piano, with the tone down -2. Immediately after I made the piano, I just put in the bass. It's basically the root notes of the piano progression, and I used my favorite bass, Sub Bass by Labs. So together with a little bit of EQing and whatnot, it sounds like this. Now let's move on to the drums. First, we have a hi-hat loop from the Aurora Lo-Fi sample pack. I just took it and chopped it up so you can barely even recognize the sample anymore. And then I have a kick from the Cymatics Lo-Fi toolkit and a couple of snares also from the Aurora Lo-Fi toolkit because I love that sample pack so much. Aww. Here's what it sounds like. I was going back and forth between whether to make this a sleepy lo-fi track or something unique. I didn't search for it, but I kind of guessed that people would have made sleepy lo-fi versions of Barbie Girl, so I just thought maybe no one's done an orchestral lo-fi beat, and I wanted to be the first to do that. So here I am. I think from here I moved on. I started with the strings. Now this is when the orchestration came to play. The first thing I made is this. That's what it sounds like. I love that last bit. What I'm using is the Strings 2 library, Swells Ensemble. They're your normal strings, but then they start and end with this beautiful swell, which you'd otherwise have to automate to make strings sound more realistic, but then Labs does it for you. From there, I immediately went for a cello. This is the cello. Now, obviously, it's playing a different set of notes from the swell that I just showed you before because I wanted the cello and the lead violin that you're going to hear later to have its own direction as opposed to the swell, which just stayed consistent with the root notes. By the way, that cello is from the BBC Symphony Orchestra pack. It's the long cello. Free, by the way. This is the free version. I don't use paid. So yeah, moving on to the third. The higher frequency strings don't come in till after the first 4 bars. You can see 2 sets of notes, one here, one there. We'll start with this one. So this is the violin 1 from BBC Symphony, and this is the violin 2. They're the same notes. The violin 2 is just up an octave. So this is what they sound like. And then after that, the notes change just a little bit. It starts going higher. The violin 2 just goes in a higher register than the violin 1 because I wanted all of them to have their own little direction. The other thing that I did was I panned violin 1 to the left and violin 2 to the right, so that gives it its own space in the mix. That makes it sound even more wide. Hearing that on its own, you could think it's any soundtrack. You wouldn't really guess it's Barbie, even though they follow the same chord progressions and they may have a slight resemblance to the Barbie Girl theme. You wouldn't guess it otherwise. So of course I had to make a lead, and this is what I came up with. This part follows like the original vocals of the song, but then I switched it up a little bit when it comes to here. But you can still tell that it's Barbie Girl. So these are the notes. I just duplicated it and raised it up an octave to fill in more of the space. It is one of my favorite presets from one of my favorite plugins, the reverse box from Pigments. So if you add that to the mix, the bass, chimes, drums, cello, piano, swells, you get this. Wow. That's how the first half of the song is. Like I said, it's a short song. I just made like half of it. How long is the whole thing? It's 1 minute, 30 seconds. I could easily add another minute. If you guys like it, and if you tell me in the comments that I did a good job, because I need it. I switched it up a little bit in the second half. I cut the lead vocal melody because I just figured, okay, by this time, you'll know what the song is. So let's go freestyle a little bit. Instead of the lead vocals, I have this. This is what it sounds like. That is from Labs. It's the Pizzicato Ensemble by Strings 2, from Strings 2. Accompanying that, I have this, which follows pretty much the same notes as the Pizzicato, but I have the first notes cut off. So this is what it sounds like. If you guys couldn't guess, this is also Labs, the short strings from the strings library. There's strings 1 and strings 2. Both of them are insane. But yeah, I just have the reverb turned up like 35% because they're very sharp. Yeah, that just goes on to the remainder of the song. Like I said, it's a short song. I haven't done a lot, but I still love what I've done. And then going into the outro, I just have the piano playing with the swells and the lead vocal melody. And the only other thing that I would say is I have these Foley loops, 3 Foley loops. I've done a video like 2 or 3 weeks back about possibly the best free Sleepy Lo-Fi sample pack. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I guarantee you it's gonna change your life. And anyway, the man himself has come out with another sample pack. It's a Foley loop pack. Here it is. It's called the DW Eureka Foley Loop Collection. Look at all these. These are all files containing different types of Foley. Different BPM, different types. It just goes on. Just go get it. Stop what you're doing. Drop everything and just go download it. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Like I said before, if it gets enough likes and comments, positive comments, I'll think about maybe releasing the full version on YouTube. We recently revived our Instagram page, so please go give us a follow. I post reels every now and then, and I'm thinking of doing other stuff too. Yeah, like and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll see you next week.